Have you ever been annoyed by something? Hey, I'm Jared with Untold Ministries. One day, when I went up to Thaddeus's room in the NICU, I heard the sound of another baby crying. And with sweet fascination, I said, "Oh, a crying baby!" And I'll never forget the look on her nurse's face as she peered at me over her glasses and said, "I know why that baby is crying, and it is not a good thing." My mind raced trying to figure out what she meant. Many moons before my wife and I had even started dating, I was on a flight and there was a very unhappy baby a few rows back. Now, I love kids and I tend to be very patient, but after a couple of hours of this crying baby a few rows back, I was getting pretty annoyed. And I wasn't the only one. Others around me were getting very annoyed too, and some of them were a little more vocal about it than others. The mother was trying everything she could to soothe her uncomfortable little one and to be able to get a little bit of peace. And you could tell she was getting annoyed too. And then my thoughts returned to the present day as I stared at my tiny Thaddeus. Tubes had been placed up his nose and in his mouth, running down his throat. He couldn't cry if he wanted to. He could wince in pain, but there would be no sound. Nothing to alert us if he was uncomfortable or in pain. Just the sound of monitors if there was something wrong, but they didn't sense pain or discomfort. So I responded to the nurse and said, "Well, at least that baby can cry." I'd never thought about it like that before, but something in that moment changed my perspective. The baby in the plane all those years ago was experiencing a discomfort with the sensation of taking off and the pressure changes and all that. Now, later, I realized that the other baby in the NICU was crying because that baby was going through withdrawal as a result of their mother's poor choices. But at least that baby could cry. I was jealous. Maybe more than a little. So I promised myself in that moment that no matter what, I would never let myself get annoyed at the sound of a baby crying again. After all, a crying baby is a breathing baby. Thanks for watching and sharing in this journey with me. In these series of videos, I'll touch on some of the highlights and the lowlights of our experiences with our good God in the series called Thoughts on Thaddeus. But in the meantime, take a deep breath and think about this. If you're being annoyed by something, is there some shift in your perspective that could make all the difference in the world to those around you?